Yep.
I have a friend whose name is Sam Tripoli.
I had to do it. It's a little pre-show song, you know?
And he loves passionately. And he knows what to do. And he'll do it to you.
I do.
Sam Tripoli. Sam Tripoli.
All right, I'll post the rest maybe at the end of the episode. You can
Awesome.
listen to it at the end of the episode.
Thank you for that. That was amazing.
All right, let's get this started.
Let's
Here we
get
go.
into it.
Yeah.
The bangers bang. We got a lot of people already.
The strange, the bizarre, the funny, and the sad. In a world of algorithmic nightmares, these are the stories you find when you scroll too long. All the facts, all the absurdity, none of the fluff. This is Doomscrollin with your hosts, Sam Tripoli and Midnight Mike.
So strap yourself in.
Wow. That's all I got to say about that. Dude, there is no parallel to the man, the myth, the legend, Midnight Mike. This is Doomscrolling, the most educational hour on the internet. I'm Sam Tripoli. He's the wizard. Midnight Mike, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing well.
So sit tight.
We're going to have a good show. I just know, I know the wheel is absolutely packed right now.
It's so crazy because like Monday comes so quick and I'm like, oh, I haven't sent the videos yet. I'm like, I hope there's enough. And then I'm like, oh, I think there's too many. And then they just keep coming, dude. They just keep coming. There's
Like
so
a
many
snow-
videos. Now I want to address one comment out of so many views. Content creators. We trust us. We will let you know who the content creators are. We're just working on the best system to do that, and it will be done.
Yeah,
we
we
want
got
to share the glory with the
We have
people
to.
who provide so much great content for us. Our job is to educate and illuminate. Educate the people watching and give the people who made the content their due. So hold on, buckle up, get ready. It's gonna be a ride.
It's we're gonna have to have it done, and once I revamp the Wheel of Doom and all that stuff, I'll find a way to track it and then put it in the show notes for the podcast and the video. But we're gonna get it done, yeah, because there's a lot of good people out there that need exposure, and maybe people want the longer form video than what we play on the show. So that would be very helpful to people.
I agree, dude. And someone's calling for Daddy to come back to the gay bar in Jacksonville. Everybody, Jarrett Wilkins. We're working on it. Trust me. We're
So
working
get
on
ready.
it. Yeah, so get ready. I don't know what that means when we're talking about a gay bar, but get ready. I think that means stretch. Let's
So
get
sit
into
tight.
it.
All right,
Roll the Wheel of Doom.
We got the Wheel of Doom right now, people.
Look at all those slim slices.
Boy summer every day. My name is Justin. I like big booty Latinas. I feel like a lot of white boys don't want to put down on some thick. A lot of white boys don't want to put down on some thick shit. They're worried about school and economics. Quit being scared. Go get a big booty Latina. Sir.
Yes.
Don't worry about nothing else in the world. Get you a big booty Latina.
What would get me a big booty Latina?
You tell me.
I'm already married to one. No nací ayer. Oh! White boy summer.
Sounds logical, doesn't it?
Dude, out the gate, dude. Out
Wow.
the gate. Wheel
Setting
of
the
Doom.
tone.
Yeah, sets the tone. It's going to be a wild one. You know when video number one could be the last video shown? You're in it. You're in the Wheel of Doom. Wow. Yeah, I mean, there seems to be a love of big booty Latinas right now. Right?
It
There
can
seems
bring
to be
a-
a real love of them.
It could really bring world peace to this tormented world. It could.
Yeah.
One thing. That's it.
That's it. They are the best. We love them very much. Shout out to any big buoy Latinas in the comment section. We hope you're there. We
Big
love
time.
you. Spin the wheel.
Let's
Great
do it.
video. The opening. Thank you. Wheel of Doom.
On the seventh hill of Rome, called Capitoline Hill, lies a very interesting design. This design has been etched in stone in so many cultures throughout the world, all from different backgrounds, all different secluded parts of the world. How did they all get this same exact design? What's so important about it? Well, it's an electromagnetic torus field. And it's called the flower of life because everything manifests from the electromagnetic torus field. So electricity is essentially light, energy, a vibratory wave. It is the material world. But magnetism is God. Magnetism is the mind of God, the divine intellect laying out the foundation for life to manifest. If you view a magnet from the top down, the magnetic field creates the flower of life. Our Earth is also a giant magnetic field, an electromagnetic torus field to be more specific. The 7 chakras are actually the 7 energies that govern this realm, and the stars, the 7 planets, the 7 chakras, the sun and the moon, it's all part of the mind of God, the neural network of God. Anyways, this video was for entertainment purposes only.
Is that the disclaimer they have to do on TikTok?
I don't think they have to do.
Huh,
I think
okay.
that guy thinks he's the host of Unsolved Mysteries, and he has to say that at the end.
Well, he looked like a surfer guy talking about some really deep stuff. But interesting stuff.
Do you want to get high and drunk with that guy, and then you're just like in it, like the most serious? You're like, are you trying to sleep with me, bro?
He does seem like the kind of guy where if you were out drinking with him, you're good buddies, he would do anything for you. He would rob somebody, he would break into a place to steal back the weed that this gang took from you. Like, he would really go the distance for you, I think.
Yeah, he would. But then you ever meet the guy that like tries to say really deep shit all the time? I'm not saying take away this guy. That was a great video. I don't want, if he heard this, think I'm disrespecting.
No, we're not.
Sometimes you meet those guys that are like, try to act too deep, and you're like, easy, buddy. Easy.
We just met.
We're at Dave and Buster's right now. I don't need to hear about the flower of life. Okay? Chill.
He brings up some good points, though.
He did bring up some good points. Very powerful video. Everything's sacred geometry.
I was just going to say that. Sacred geometry. Absolutely. Here we go. We're going to spin it again.
Look how thin those slices are.
Small pizza slices right there.
Under these 4 cloches, we have 4 human heads who are about to have the most deranged date they've ever been on. Serving now. Oh!
I'm free!
Hello!
Hi. Come here often?
Date on a plane. Oh, wow. Are we ready to turn up the heat?
They're trying to win my love. Fetish. Are you kidding me? This is the first date? Wow.
Which head will win a second date?
I'm dead.
Love is in the air.
I can feel it.
Show sweet little Sophia what that mouth can do.
Oh! This is Unhinged.
Just when you think things couldn't get weirder.
I found a new cake.
Oh my god, stop. I'm giving you a small dick.
Just like God did.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not organ donor, but I wouldn't mind giving you my heart.
That's so cute.
Are you ready for the moment that we have all waited for?
So ready.
Come out from under the table.
Hey.
Shut up. You're naked already.
Who the came up with this?
Is this?
Date on a plate. That is a good friend of mine named Nikki, and he's a great comic. And he crushes, and he's going to be huge.
That's a real show? That's not
I don't
like
know, dude. I just saw that. I saw his thing, and I thought it was hilarious. Nicky Parrish. He's a great comic, dude. He's one of those guys you meet. You're like, in comedy, as I was in Los Angeles, I'd meet people over like the 25 years I've been here, and I would be like, oh, you're even money, meaning you're going to blow up. Just how big. He's one of those guys. Yeah, it's a stupid dating game, but there's a lot of people that like that stuff.
And it might go very well, like on Netflix or something like that. Those tend to do. They seem to do well. I don't watch them, but they're always on there, so they got an audience.
Yeah, it's also like dating is just so weird right now. It used to be so simple. Everybody wanted to hook up and date. Now it's like either nobody's hooking up or you got to go to some weird kind of Pizzagate dating show where you could be served for dinner.
Which is worse? Who knows? I mean, we'll find out on the show.
Yes, find out. Tune in. Tune in. I think the first episode already dropped in March. I hope there's a second episode for him.
Here we go, people.
Please don't catcall me unless you're attractive.
I love her honesty here, because the reality is for a lot of women, it's okay if you approach. It's okay if you compliment her in public. It's okay if you catcall her. She has to find you attractive. And the problem is, what does that even mean? What is attractive?
Yeah, it is. It's the old Doug Stanhope joke about like nobody accuses, Brad Pitt of sexual harassment.
Yeah, it's,
right.
It's pretty subjective at a certain point in time, but catcalling in general, that probably frowned upon, I would say 95% of the time, right? I would say, right. I would think so, yeah.
Depends on where they're walking through, right?
Sure.
If they're walking through a meeting of billionaires, they probably love it.
Perhaps.
If you're walking through a construction site. Someone did a movie on catcalling, and what the critics of the movie said, they never addressed that the people catcalling were mostly ethnic men. There was never a discussion of that.
Seems like a pretty interesting data point.
But if I say you look beautiful, like it's that catcalling? Wow, you're gorgeous. Is it catcalling? Am I at that point? Like, I know that I am no longer the young stud that I used to be, and I learned this at a comedy show recently, where the guy who going on before me was a very funny guy, this Canadian guy, where he's so good looking, you're like, oh, he's got to be gay. Nobody that good looking straight. And he did a joke about Stinky P, and the girls were all clapping and laughing. And then I just simply said the word vagina on stage, and everybody got quiet. That's how you know. Yeah. That's how you know.
Comedians used to be always ugly,
Yeah, survival technique.
Yeah.
And then just good-looking guys just figured it out. Oh, we can just say anything and people laugh because of we're symmetrical. We got symmetrical faces.
Yeah.
KRS USA wants to be catcalled. So if you see a hot black walking around with glasses on, spit your game, guys.
Keep it in mind.
So stick around. I'm telling you now, America is rooted in Moorish systems. I'm gonna go through each system and you let me know by the end. All legal and government structured. Under the Moors in Spain from 711 to 1492 was governed by Sharia and Malachite law. Both deeply rooted in structured contracts, civil participations, and religious tolerance. Concepts like contract treaties and sovereign states all came from the Moors. The U.S. Constitution mirrors Moorish systems, particularly in contract law and sovereign statehood. There's no coincidence that the U.S. Constitution is based off the Iroquois Confederation. All science and mathematics. Algebra comes from algebir, which was introduced in the Islamic Golden Age. The word algorithm even derives from this name. A lot of the architecture is hidden in plain sight, from the arches to the domes, to the courtyards, and to even the U.S. Capitol that was designed by Benjamin Banneker, who was inspired by Casablanca in Morocco. The Washington Monument is literally a structure from Egypt. All education and university. The oldest university goes all the way back to 859 AD by Fatima, a woman. And this inspired all the grades that you go through. Even when you wear a cap and gown when you graduate, yes, that's inspired by Islamic tradition. All Greek and Roman philosophers were translated because of the Moors. All medicine. Ibn Sina wrote the Canon of Medicine, which was the core of medical teaching in Europe for centuries. Moorish navigators mapped the world way before Columbus. Moorish sailors was forced to go with Columbus because he didn't even know how to sail, and they already knew the seas, so they couldn't even discover America without us. Also a reason why on the back of the dollar bill there's a pyramid. Even taxes. For the Moors it was called zakat. It was meant to circulate wealth, feed the poor, and balance society. The IRS system mirrors this but distorted. Moors even invented the check system, called sak, the origin of the word check. A merchant in Morocco could deposit gold, get a sak, and cash it in Egypt without carrying the physical money. Even credit, international trade bonds, wakaf for today's nonprofits, estates, and living trust, which is the foundation for modern banking. Seems like the only thing they created was the corruption.
Wow.
Hey, I am in. As you guys know, I'm half Armenian and I'm a quarter Italian and a quarter Sicilian, which means I'm part Moor. So these are my people. I got yelled at. I put out a great bit about how I like to be called certain words and nobody likes. And one guy goes, more colonizer comedy. I'm like, I'm more, bitch. I'm more. My people were explorers. We were the original settlers in the United States, in Florida. We were the original OG slaves, dog. Don't forget that. Put some respect on my name.
Like all that he said may be true, but it's so hard to bring up during Thanksgiving. No one's
It really
listening.
is.
It's
really is
tough one to bring up anywhere.
But if you do film it, we'll play it on Doomscrollin.
It would probably blow your uncle's mind about this. It would. And we'd love to see the reaction. They're going to call you full of crap. You're lying. Stop reading books. All that stuff. So,
what are you doing? Your own research?
Yes, can't have that
around. The yams.
Yeah.
I would bring to any beach vacation.
A nail, conical helmet with a nasal guard, gambeson, kite shield, and a sword, because this summer we're rocking the 1066 Norman invasion of England fit, because if we're going to the beach this summer, we're going to conquer land. I'm going to the beach with my girlfriend to blow off some steam and relax. You're playing mermaids with your lady friend. Your villages back home are going to be getting sacked and plundered. Summer is the time for conquest. This summer, I'm going on a cruise. You find yourself on a boat this summer, it should be on a boat full of soldiers getting ready to secure a beachhead. Don't waste your summer catching a vibe, dude. Get out there, vanquish your foes, and expand your empire.
Dude, I am in. We need that conquistador energy.
I like it. Like the first clip was like a white dude summer or white bro summer, and now this guy is saying it's a beachfront summer. You got to dress up like a 15th century.
I love it.
Medieval soldier. Yeah,
like I'm in.
I mean, some crazy cosplay going on right there. Some of that stuff's
Is
heavy.
that Nick from Staten Island? Someone just said, Matt. Nick from Staten Island. Giving him his props.
Nice. Okay,
Great show. Hard to swim in, somebody said. Chainmail is hard to swim in. Moors were not white, dude. Please stop.
Read about
my people. Okay? I'm Armenian, which is in Asia, and I'm part Moor, which is African. So I'm Asian African. I am Blasian.
Read about it.
Read about it.
Japanese were being plagued by this condition called beriberi. The people were basically starving and they only had access to rice to eat. So mothers were eating white rice predominantly as their staple food. They were breastfeeding their children and the children were getting sick. They were failing to thrive. They were getting diarrhea and problems with their nervous system. And the doctors and even the mothers thought, well, there's something wrong with my milk. My milk is toxic to my child. And one of the reasons why they thought that was because when they took the child off the breast milk, their infantile beriberi, which is claimed to be a vitamin B1 deficiency, went away. The doctors at the time were fairly convinced of this. So what they did was they took them off breast milk and then gave them like sweetened condensed milk, which is deficient in B1. Guess what happened? Their beriberi went away. And with that research, doctors essentially concluded that beriberi was a toxicity disease and not a deficiency disease.
Wow. I don't even know what happened there. That is crazy. So they had bad milk?
I think so what I got out of it, the mothers were nutrient or overly abundant in like a certain vitamin B1. That was going down to the babies, and the babies were getting sick. Luckily, the Japanese doctors at the time, instead of burning the children, they decided to evaluate the situation and to try some different solutions like formula or something like that. And it worked. They saved the kids, which is good.
They saved the children.
Yes, instead of burning them, which is now frowned upon.
Guys, I just want to say something. For some reason, Rockfin isn't working. I don't know why, because it works for all my other shows. Very weird. Very weird.
It could
Just
be me.
telling you guys. So I'll upload it. If you're watching this on Rockfin, no, we tried to live stream it and it just didn't work.
It didn't happen this time. Sorry,
Sorry,
people.
guys.
We'll
You're
fix it next
missing out
time.
on a magical hour right now.
Mm-hmm.
So strap yourself in.
Did you hear about the Great Reset? Watch this.
Ask me why their grandparents or great-grandparents never talked about the reset. Why don't they remember anything about it? Well, let me try to explain it. First, there were the Cabbage Patch Babies. Now, these weren't just toys, you see. They became a symbol of something much bigger, a massive repopulation effort after the reset. These babies, they weren't born the usual way. They were produced almost mechanically in large numbers and distributed through a cold, efficient system. Strange, isn't it? Brings to mind ideas like cloning, doesn't it? And maybe that's why today you see so many folks who just seem to go with the flow. No questions, no thinking. Did you know they say nearly half the population doesn't even have an internal monologue? Imagine that, living life with a quiet mind, just following along. Those babies, those orphan trains, they were shipped off along with abandoned children who had survived the reset, taken from their families, sent to faraway lands. Many ended up in America. And when they got there, they were given a new story, the official version of history. No elders left to tell them the truth. Nobody to remember how things used to be. It made them easier to control, you see. Easier to accept the new narrative.
If what is said is true, we really cannot trust anything about the world we live in anymore. Ask yourself and the people around you.
Wow. There we go.
I'm sorry. We got people in the comment section calling us stupid for playing this video. We all know orphan trains are real.
Well, this so I think a few months ago, maybe even late last year, there was a documentary that came out. I think it was Old World Order. And I think Dr. Longo was in that, and a few other guys. And they kind of went back to the late 1800s, early 1900s. They talked about this great reset, the World's Fairs and things like that. And yeah, there were orphan trains, but what they're proposing here is that there could have been another technology in order to produce a new population, to start a new way of thinking in combination with the World's Fairs, a new education system, a new medicine system, to do another 140-year cycle until it's all reset in 2030, 2040, in which we will rinse and repeat with some other catastrophe.
So some people think the AI is lying. By some people, it is the Booker of Tinfoil Hat. I'm the only guy that his employees talk shit. Okay. Anyways, it is possible. Okay. Anything is possible. Can I ask you something, Midnight Mike? Are there any bad ideas on Doomscrollin?
I don't think there's bad ideas. There are ideas that are more grounded in normie reality, and then there's out there ideas that are a little harder to grasp. Any of the ideas are up for talking about, you know?
That we're open to discussion. There are no bad ideas here. We're open.
You might not like the idea, but it's there. We're talking about.
Where did the clone babies touch you? That's my question. Okay?
And this, so before we move on to the next video, like in the late 1800s, early 1900s, there was also, during that time, a large airship flap, which is well documented in U.S. history. And those airships, well, you could just say they were Zeppelins or just standard lighter-than-air vehicles, but they seem to be a little bit more than that. They also had occupants that were well-versed in navigation. They were well-educated and, by all accounts, did forms of yoga or meditation that they did it in front of people on the ground. So there was some form of technology in use back then that was not apparent or obvious to the scientific minds at the time. So there could be a parallel group of people that have access to technology that modern mainstream humans just do not. Take that for what you will.
Yes, I'm in it, dude.
Yeah.
No bad ideas here. Okay? The point is we allow the data out. You decide whether it's stupid or not.
Yeah, it might be stupid, but stupid things aren't necessarily bad. So, you know, a lot of stupid people out there, not bad.
Yeah, it doesn't mean they're bad.
Well, that's wrong.
Oh no, did it not? Oh, it didn't pull. It didn't pull.
Oh wow,
Oh,
glitch in the matrix.
Because the wheel is so full. Okay, we're gonna try another one.
Let's try again, or shortest show ever.
Maybe. Come on, wheel.
Did you know, in 19th century Paris, it was a fun day out to go to your local morgue and look at the corpses. This particular morgue, the Paris Morgue, was opened in 1864 behind Notre Dame. In terms of design and architecture, it was state of the art. But as you can see behind me, it was designed so that there'd be a huge glass window where people could go and look at the corpses. The corpses were wheeled out on marble slabs, and because they didn't have refrigerators back then, there were pipes that dripped water onto the corpses to keep them cold and to slow down the decomposition. The original idea behind having the glass and allowing the public to view the corpses was to help with the identification of those people. Close to each of the bodies would be hung and displayed the clothing that they'd come in with, and you can see that here and along the top. This would help with the identification of these unknown souls. So although this may have started off as a noble sort of design, it became a spectacle. It became a ghoulish circus where thousands of people would go and file in to catch glimpses of the dead. And if there were new dead, it would create a great frenzy within the press and everybody would want to go. In fact, the Paris Morgue became the place to be seen. It was a social hub. And so much so that outside of the morgue, street vendors set up their stalls selling food and drink. The morgue even became listed as one of Paris's great attractions. So in the morning you could go to the Louvre, in the afternoon the morgue. Parisian newspapers discussed about these bodies daily, speculating about who they might be. And these poor dead souls were just put on display, virtually naked. All they had was something to cover their modesty. But people would come and gawk at them, particularly at the naked women. In fact, it wouldn't be until 1907 when the morgue finally closed its doors to the viewing public.
1987?
I think 1907
or 1907. I was gonna be like, that's a very long
1907. Okay, that is a fascinating little tidbit of history right there.
It had to be poor people, right? Like poor people who just got shanked, and there's no way they're putting rich people in there on display.
Yeah, well, also they were probably scallywags on the streets, rousting around, doing.
We got to bring that word back.
And street urchins probably got into some sort of scuffle over mutton or porridge, and they don't know who they were. And so they put them in there for people to look at and identify, which is tragic, but also served a good purpose. But how morbid, how very morbid.
Dude, it's like so crazy. Then everyone was just ogling the dead chicks. Like even in death, women can't get away from being objectified.
No. It'd be like nowadays if police just took a picture of a dead body and posted it on Instagram. It's like, you know who this is?
Yeah.
Make comment below.
Rate this body.
Rate it. Hot or not.
Hot or not. Would have or would not have.
Would
real
or
quick.
not. Yeah.
Real quick. Hold on.
Yeah.
All right, let's get this quick $5 in. I won't let me post about the proxy in East Asia. LOL. This guy is, who are you yelling at, yourself?
I won't let me post. I won't do it.
I won't let me post.
I want to do it, but I won't let myself do it.
You sound like you're throwing a tantrum about yourself. I won't let me post. You sound like my daughter when she's playing Wobbly Life. I can't get out the hamburger.
Had to be a typo. I think it was.
Had to be a typo. Sam's hat is AI. It is not AI.
All right, here we go. Let's do it, people.
So buckle up.
Breaking news, guys. We just hit Twilight Zone levels here. So today, trans activists were protesting the Lesbian Pride March in Berlin. Check this out. Now, I bet you're wondering why were the trans protesters protesting against the lesbian pride march? I thought they were all part of one big community. Let me put it to you this way. We finally have went so left and so woke that the left and woke are starting to eat themselves. Because these trans protesters were mad at the lesbian pride march. Because the lesbians at the Pride March were saying to truly be a lesbian, you have to be, this thing called a female. And that to make a lesbian relationship, that would be a female and a female. But the trans protesters didn't take too kindly to those words. They said that that was transphobic. And that if a biological male identifies as a woman, and he dates another biological male who identifies as a woman, they could technically be in a lesbian relationship. Or if a biological male identifies as a woman and then wants to date a lesbian themselves, then they should be identified as a lesbian as well. But let's look at the definition of what being a homosexual really is. Because being a lesbian is a homosexual relationship. And that means being sexually or romantically attracted to people of one's own sex.
Exactly.
And even the woke and the leftists will tell you that sex and gender are two different things. That sex is biological and that gender is just some social construct. But for you to be in a lesbian homosexual relationship, you have to be members of one same sex, which would be a female and a female. So now we literally have males going up to females and calling them homophobic/transphobic, even though they themselves are lesbians. Don't you guys miss the days when things were like simple? And I've actually heard this argument from many different lesbians. They're sick and tired of males going on to their dating websites, going to their bars and trying to pick up other lesbians. And they are saying that they do not care that you identify as a woman. They want to date other females because they are a lesbian, and being in a lesbian relationship is female-female. But now lesbians who want to only date other females are being called transphobic because of this. Remember when people brought up that slippery slope back in 2012? I think we're hitting that point now. Because now even people in the LGBTQ plus community are being attacked by members within. But let me know your thoughts. Love, peace, and taco grease.
Who loves taco grease? I know it rhymes, but he probably, maybe we'll go with something else. Great video from the young man. Great video. It will never be enough. That's why it's completely ridiculous. It will never be enough. If the far left had their way, you would have paraplegics in the NBA. That's where they will go. That's just how it is. It will never be enough. Just like on the right, you're never enough of a conspiracy theorist unless you believe everything, and you constantly talk about all the time.
It's a little ridiculous. Some of the gay guys I know, I guess they would be considered far right now, but because they just don't want to be associated with the far left wing like trans movement, and they hold true to the LGB community.
It's very.
They're like, I guess they're maybe purist, or they're gays from the 1990s, Gen X gays, and everything that's happened. It's just a little too much. They were happy, with gay marriage, but everything that's happened after that, they're like, whoa, I don't know about this. So they're not all on board, I would say.
It's very weird, dude. Yeah, it's very weird. And and it's just like, God bless the trans. They just always got to show up and tell you that you're doing everything wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's
they got a lot of energy. I'll give them that.
They got a lot because they got what else they got to do. That's the thing.
They got a lot of energy, and they like to make their voices heard. So that's good for them.
Yeah, it's good.
Imagine if the map of America's western states didn't look like this, but instead looked like this. It kind of warps your brain a little bit seeing familiar state boundaries disappear, but in a lot of ways, this proposed map from the late 1800s actually makes more sense than the current map of the United States we have now. Allow me to explain. The man behind the map is Major John Wesley Powell. Powell is most famous for being the one-armed Civil War veteran who led the first successful boat expedition down the Colorado River through the Grand Canyon back in 1869. To accomplish the things that Powell did, you had to be a tough person. You had to be bold, and by all accounts, he was a very bold individual. And arguably, the boldest thing that he ever did was to get up in front of Congress and suggest that they redrew the entire map of the western United States and drew lines based on where water flowed, creating territories based on watersheds instead of drawing arbitrary geometrical lines through the desert, in order to prevent future fights about water rights as people settled the land. Why did it fail? Because congressmen from western territories like Nevada wanted to paint their areas as future Gardens of Eden in order to try to attract settlers and sell real estate. They wanted to delete any of John Wesley Powell's idea from the congressional record because their whole business plan depended on selling settlers on ideas of abundance. John Wesley Powell had been there, and he knew that that just wasn't true. Powell's map never became a reality, and his reports were mostly forgotten. Maybe some ideas are just too rational to succeed.
That's the greatest statement ever said.
Yeah. And what a logical thing to do for this guy. He was trying to like, hey, I lost an arm. I don't want anybody else to lose an arm. It's all about water.
I've seen some shit. Yeah. But have you been there? And he'd be like, yeah, and I lost an arm there.
If you see an arm, I want it back. But
yeah, if you guys see my arm, it's like that song Detachable Penis. Like, if you see it, let me know. I'll throw you a couple bucks.
It just kind of shows you, like, our government has always kind of had an agenda. It's like, nah, we don't want to rationally talk about water usage. We got land to sell. We're not going to get people out there. If you tell them there's a scarcity around, specifically water, we need to shove people out into the desert ASAP.
Babe, we're moving to this new area called Nevada. It's going to be the Garden of Eden. You're there for 20 years. You're like, when does the greenery show up?
Never. You got to buy water.
Guys, hit the like button. Subscribe. If you're fans, please do. Come on. Help us help you.
Yeah.
Even if you're not fans, hate watch us. Hate clicks are as good as love clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Will So brace yourself.
It seemed like a good idea at the time. The white bigot was dying, and the black soul brother needed time to prove his innocence. More power to you, brother.
I want to transplant my head on a healthy body. I think I like to donate my body to science after all.
So they transplanted the white head onto the black body. Who would have suspected that neither would care for the idea to?
Harry, stick your head out the window and see if any more is coming.
But what are they going to do with them?
I think they just leave them there. We have to watch the movie to really find out what happens.
I don't understand how that movie wasn't way bigger.
Yeah, it should have been a blockbuster hit.
Should have been a blockbuster hit. I mean, my God. Maybe that's why we're out of ideas, because when did that come out, in the 70s?
I think 70, 72. Why doesn't J.J. Abrams reboot that? Why doesn't Disney buy that?
Yeah, I mean, if we were doing those ideas in 72, now I understand why there's nothing original. We went that deep. Put racist heads on a giant football player's body. That guy used to be a football player. Yeah, dude. That's crazy, dude.
Rosie Greer, big name, too, in that movie.
Rosie Greer, dude. Yeah. Not messing around. That was a great clip. Whoever sent that should be applauded. I'll applaud that.
Have you ever wondered why dogs only get a small part of our life, but we get all of theirs? Science recently proved something our ancestors always knew. When a dog looks into your eyes, their brain releases the same love chemical that a mother feels for her newborn baby. And guess what? It happens in your brain too. No other animal can do this, not even wolves. Only dogs. Because they were never just pets. They're bridges between worlds. Think about it. They sense your illness before doctors can. They wake up seconds before your nightmares. They press their body against the exact spot that hurts. They don't just see your smile, they see your soul. Why would an animal evolve just to love a completely different species? It defies every law of survival, unless they were sent for something bigger. Every ancient tradition speaks of dogs as guardians between life and death, between worlds. When you're at your breaking point, when the world feels too heavy, your dog knows. Without words, without reason. They just know. They remind you that unconditional love still exists in a world that's forgotten how to love without conditions. So the next time your dog stares into your eyes, remember, they're not just looking at you, they're looking after you. The universe sends its most important messages through its most humble messengers.
I absolutely love that video. I mean, Doomscrolling is an emotional roller coaster.
That hit me. That hit me hard because I got my old dog down here. He's a husky. He's about just over 14. He's on his way out. He has a few months left. And I have a feeling he's hanging in there just for me. He has arthritis. He has pain. And there is something special about the relationship between man and dog. They're amazing creatures. I love them.
Our Pollyanna's getting old too. And she occasionally pisses the bed. And we never complain.
Yeah.
We love her so much.
It's just the way it is. It's going to be tough. This is losing Bogey. I've lost a few dogs in my lifetime, but this is like the first dog that I would consider to be mine. You know, like I make sure everything's going well for it and taking care of it. So it's going to be a tough situation. We'll have to say goodbye to the old guy, but it's the way it is, unfortunately.
There is a war between cats and dogs in the comment section. Okay.
Well, I got both.
I want both.
I got both.
Once Pollyanna gets a little maybe older, I might get a kitten. But then they make you crazy. If you have too many cats, you get that toxicity, whatever that's called.
Plasmotoxicity or something like that.
Yeah, and then you become like a gay serial killer.
It can happen. Yeah, it's a risk.
Cats will turn you into a gay serial killer.
It's not proven, but it's a theory.
There's a very disturbing trend happening on Instagram where women are using fake AI filters to make themselves look like they have Down syndrome in order to sell more OF subscription. I'm not talking about 1 or 2 Instagram accounts. I'm talking about multiple. So creepy, and they get so much engagement, it works. The captions are things like this, and Instagram just allowed it to happen. Like, it's terrible. What is this? There are so many layers to how fucked up this onion is, but I'm gonna try to peel through them. The fact that we are hypersexualizing people who have Down syndrome is disgusting. Here's the thing, without demand, there's no product. So obviously there's a demand of people who want to consume that kind of content, which is why so many people were coming out with that kind of content. What the hell is going on with Meta's moderation? Because I know y'all love to censor people who talk about politics or news or things that you guys don't like, but then you're allowing accounts to post this kind of stuff. That is insane. First of all, this is just such a violation of AI in so many different levels, and this really shows us that we need way more policy and way more structure when it comes to the use of AI. If this is the beginning, I can't even imagine what it's going to look like in 5 years. Let me know what you think. Leave a comment down below. Make sure you follow me for more news updates like this.
I got a lot of comments on that. Midnight, I'd like to hear your opinion real quick.
Real quick, I'm blown away that this is actually like a niche thing. And it shows that you could have as many policies as you want, but free speech does come into play here. But why do men, I'd probably say specifically men, why are they attracted to this? It makes, like, it has never even entered my mind once. I never even thought about this thing until it was introduced, and it's just bizarre.
It is bizarre. And one thing I gotta say about this lady who's very passionate defending AI special needs women with fat asses, okay, is that she's like, we need regulation for AI. You're like, this is what you're worried about when it comes to AI? Down filters? It's so much darker. This is nothing. When it first came out, when the first video came out and I posted it, and by the way, the number one post ever on social media I've ever gotten was a hot downs dancing. And at the time, everyone thought it was a real video. And it got 15 million views because it's an optical illusion. It makes you can't go, what is going on? Downs face, hot body. How's that possible? I don't know. I mean, guys like weird stuff. I think there's weirder stuff than that. I mean,
there is. There is.
It basically looks like a thick Asian face in a weird way.
It just, I guess it strikes at the same, for me, emotional strings is like when you see possibly just a regular mentally handicapped person, you have some sympathy for their situation, or a wounded animal, you want to protect it. Like there's an instinct, I would hope, in a lot of people to where you want to protect something that's wounded or is not doing well. And in this instance, that instinct is not kicking in for these guys.
Another instinct is kicking in.
Yes, it's being overridden by a more, I guess, powerful instinct in their mind.
Primal instinct.
And I guess there's a imbalance, I guess, in our.
I posted
our
a video, and every comment was wood. Yeah. Can they get pregnant? Wood.
Yeah.
Okay, real quick. Hold on. Yeah. What is this real quick? Sam and Midnight, the American X-Style trilogy is now in audiobook form and will blow your mind. Thank you, Max Meeks. By the way,
the American Exile trilogy. Okay.
What is that about? I'd love to know. We'll look into it.
I'll look it up.
We'll look into it. But yeah, dude, thanks, Max Meeks. Great name. Wonder if it's real. That's a great name.
Oh, it's real.
It's real to us.
With a name like that, he's got to be real.
It's real to us.
It's disturbing.
The end is near. The end is near.
Yeah.
It's crazy. We could be in end times.
Yeah, I try not to think about it too much. It's a real day wrecker if you think about it.
Just go with it. What are you going to do?
There's not much. Not much.
Fat J.D. Vance killed the Pope, though. That's the only thing we know.
That's true.
For sure.
That's
the
real.
only thing we know is Fat J.D. Vance, who has a catcher's mitt for a face.
Have they made a Down syndrome version of J.D. killing the Pope?
Oh, my God. Have you seen my new series called New Fighter Enters the Ring, where they do different versions of me? Someone just did a Downs Tripoli. It's fire, dude. Downs Tripoli is fire. It's fire. So listen, guys, real quick. So I have a special day today. I'm going to go celebrate my good friend, Tom Segura. He is having his premiere tonight. He invited me to it. So we're going to have to go a little short today. So it's time to go into Let the Bangers Bang. Our final couple videos we'll get into. So here we go. Here are some that I wanted to make sure got. So listen, there are a lot of videos still in.
Oh yeah.
Wheel. Can you leave them in the wheel?
Yeah, I'll leave them in the wheel and I'll take note of that.
Okay. Leave them in the wheel so we don't have to do a lot of work, and maybe we had like 10 more and then we call it a day, but we didn't even do a dent. That's how many great videos they were this week. So here we go. Let's go into it. Let's go into some of the best videos I thought that we have to see. Oh, okay. We're going to open with this one. This is from Isaac Weissip. Here we go. This one's super interesting.
Quietly censor a major Hollywood film and hope no one would notice. I think we just found out proof that they did it. This is the 2010 version of Robin Hood with Russell Crowe. One version opens with a line about government propaganda. The other, the line's completely removed. Why? Well, some believe that Jeff Bezos, yes, Amazon's Bezos, had a hand in this. Amazon now owns MGM, which holds rights to the film. Is this part of a larger effort to rewrite narratives? In the latest Breaking Social Norms podcast, I connect the dots. Orwell's 1984, CIA propaganda, and how powerful elites might use media to shape what we remember and what we forget. If you ever felt like something strange is happening with our history, or you're just curious about why this change matters, go check out Breaking Social Norms.
I'm telling you, bro, it's real deal. Isaac Weissip, one of the best in the biz, on the Mount Crushmore of tinfoil hat, and you can never be taken off it. Once you were in the top in the first 500 episodes, you're Mount Crushmore for life. So we're about to do our 900th episode.
Whoa.
And we will do after we get another 100 after that, we will name another 5 to the mountain because this mountain's so big it just keeps up. So there, let's do a funny one. This guy is living in hell. Here we go. Check this video out.
My husband hiking, and it isn't because I wouldn't like to, because I would. It's because he takes the hiking drive-thru.
Come on, it counts. Look, the windows are down. We're out in nature. Chumix.
I want to go on a real hike. A real hike with a real man.
Oh my God.
Some people live in a hell. Some people live in a hell. Okay, this one I thought you guys would really love. I'm dying to hear what Midnight Mike thinks of it. This is a very interesting TED Talk. Here we go.
This circle represents all of the open defecation that happens in the world. This is the fraction that happens in India. And this is the fraction that happens only in rural India. 65% of rural Indians defecate in the open. So what that means is that most of the open defecation that happens in the world happens in rural India, and most rural Indians defecate in the open. Every day, 500 million people in villages in India go in the fields rather than use a toilet or a latrine. That's bigger than the population of the United States.
Yeah. Oh my God.
That is one big pile of shit.
And there was much defecation. Do you remember Aqua Teen Hunger Forces when they told you the story of Christmas? And there was much defecation.
That is an extraordinary point of data there for that that the woman presented. And India has a different way of living,
operating.
Obviously. Different culture, okay?
Different culture. China does that. I watched that when I was in China. Just someone drop a deuce right there on the sidewalk. And I'm like, what are we doing here? I thought you guys were super advanced. You're shitting on the sidewalk?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
They don't
Here we
put
go.
that in the brochures.
You're going to love this one. This is great.
Not a criminal violation to enter the country illegally. It's not a criminal. It's a crime. It's not a crime.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
Yeah,
there's nothing illegal about illegally entering the. This is where we are as a society, Midnight.
I know. It's unfortunate.
California had to vote on whether we should criminalize crime.
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm sure there's a heated debate over it.
It's very crazy to me. Here we go. This one's a classic. Here you go. You're going to love this one. Here we go.
Mansion, you Tila, and you wear the Daisy Dukes onesie with the gold piece in the middle. Now Skeletor's on vacation for a couple days, so Evelyn finna get active.
With Skeletor away for a few days, now is my chance to conquer all of Eternia.
He went to DR, y'all, so she like, I gotta make sure He-Man can't stop me. I'm finna trick Dr. Strange here into helping me fight him by making him think He-Man took his daughter. Meanwhile, you practicing your fighting skills blind, and you tell your legless magician friend that you finna go to the Darklands to test your skills, but your pops is like, nah. So they snatched dude's daughter and hit him with the deep fake to make it look like it was He-Man. You go to the Darklands to get captured by the Green Yondus. Your legless magician friend leave like, I'm going to get He-Man. When I get back, nobody better be on the block. So he come back with He-Man and they get captured. So He-Man is like, I didn't take your daughter. Word to my booty shorts. Dude is like, nah, this lady showed me you did it in the crystal ball. He like, man, why would you trust Evelyn? You know that whole trifling. Dr. Strange got him fighting his shadow. Then this thing. Meanwhile, you're on your way to save his daughter. You walk past this dude in the Gumby mask and blow open her cage with these booty beads. Then y'all get away, you bring dude his daughter back. He like, my bad, y'all. Then his hot breath monster get out and He-Man like, I'll handle it. Look at this ass. Booty shorts. Then he makes it disappear and seals up the water hole. Kobe! Wasn't today's episode crazy, y'all? See, I wanted to get into some danger against my daddy's wishes. Just like that time I dated Quandrell. Hey kids, listen to your parents when they tell you not to do something, cause I'm still $10,000 in debt with a credit score of 220, messing around with Quandrell. That peen was good though.
Oh man. Oh, I love
These
it.
are
Classic.
some quality. This is a quality ending right here, dude. We're going
Funny.
hard in the paint right here. I don't know why. I think this video is funny. Let me know what you think. Get in the comments. Comment. Is this your favorite episode? Your least favorite episode? What do you think? Here we go.
Stranger says, "Hey, little girl, do you want to come see the puppies in my car?" What do you say?
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
No.
We.
No, not we. Don't switch the languages.
If someone comes up to you and asks, "Hey, little boy, you want to get in my car, have some candy and a puppy," what do you say?
No, thank you. And my papa's gonna come over and he's gonna say, "I'm gonna whip your candy ass."
Yes, he is, buddy.
If somebody said, "Ezra Gray, come with me. I have puppies in my truck," what would you say?
Oh, what happened? Why did it stop?
Oh no! Why did it stop? She's gonna.
Come on, man. Aw, that was a great video. Man, I'm sad. I'm sad. Here we go. Sorry about that. We've had some technical difficulties. This one's crazy.
There is something very large at play in the Palisades fire. There was a couple from Portland, Oregon, and they drove into the Palisades fire scene in a decommissioned fire truck. They had emblazoned this fire truck with the name Rolling River Fire Department.
Were they there like from minute one?
All I know is that they got into the scene 2 days in a row before they were stopped and arrested.
Whoa!
I don't know if they burnt it down. We do know that they were acting suspiciously in the fire zone on a fake fire truck. Turns out the woman is a National Weather Service wind and fire expert who teaches juvenile delinquents climate change issues. They make rap songs called Weather Slaps. And some of the lyrics go like, "Wait until you see it all burn." And her husband, the guy behind the wheel, is a convicted arsonist who burned down country clubs and rich people's houses in a small town in Oregon.
Oh my God. Holy shit.
They were eco-terrorists. So I am convinced that this is an act of eco-terrorism.
That's insane to me.
That's crazy, right?
wow. That's
wow.
This is the first time that I've heard about that. Why isn't this national news?
Why isn't anyone talking about the fires anymore?
Yeah, I mean
These Bolsheviks. They're just Bolsheviks.
wow.
Okay, 3 more videos and we're
Yeah.
done. Here we
Yep.
go. These are gonna I'll do this one and then
Can you see into my eyes like open doors, leading you down into my core, where I've become so numb, without a soul. My spirit sleeping somewhere cold until you find it there and leave.
here it comes. I'm ready for it. I'm excited.
Home.
Wake me up!
Wake me up inside.
I can't wake up!
Wake me up inside.
Save me!
Call my name and save me from the dark.
Wake me up!
Feed my blood to
I
run
can't wake up!
before I've come undone.
Save me!
Save me from the nothing I've become.
Fantastic.
Dude, that was fire. That was
Fantastic
fire.
internet.
Fire, dude.
It seems like they got
pure-
a great relationship too.
Yeah, that's love right there.
It is.
Dude, if they can find each other, you can find you know, if you're looking for love, just know there is somebody out there. Final 2 videos.
All
Final
right.
2. Nothing but bangers. Here we go. Final 2. Ending strong. Here we go.
So get set.
So get set. Here we go. 2 quick ones.
Ow! Ow! Shit! What the shit? Shit! Ow! Why did he bite me?
Kids are the best.
Birds bite, kid. Birds bite.
Well, let's power rank the animals so far. Dogs, cats, birds.
Birds are definitely.
Birds
both
are
cats.
last.
Yeah.
Final video of this extraordinary episode. Get into it. Let us know. Did you love it or did you really love it? Here we go. Final video. Final video.
I created this personalized air filter
for people that really care about the air that they breathe. At the top here are 2 plugs that go into your nose that filter the air coming in. There's holes in the bottom of it, and when you open it, there's a little filter on the inside that can be exchanged out. Breaths of fresh air. In the future, with one purchase of one of these air filters, comes a free armband that says, "I'm the solution," as in I'm the solution to pollution. Is there a problem?
We did it, guys. Great episode today.
Oh,
Hope
boy.
you guys loved it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And, the week flies. All we do is just wait, sit at home. I stare at the wall waiting for Doomscrollin again. One more time, or for the first time, where can they find you, Midnight?
obdmpod.com or ourbigdumbmouth.com. Tomorrow night, we're talking about remote viewing, alien bases, and can my AI remote view for me? We'll find out tomorrow.
Whoa! Exciting time. All the links below. And if you want to support me, Sweet Sammy T, just go to samtripoli.com, events, and I got dates for days, new dates being added all the time. I mean, you name it, we're going to be there. Bellflower, Cleveland, Ohio, Pittsburgh, San Diego, just book Kansas City, Tulsa, Oklahoma, New Orleans, and new dates coming. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this show, the greatest, most educational show on the internet. We love you very much. Oh, okay, real quick. Sorry, guys. I just saw a big $10 make you holler. I'm just trying to find it real quick. It says the greatest show of all time. Man, how did I miss that? I can't find it. Damn, dude. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where is it? I can't find it.
Oh, no.
Oh, no, man. I owe somebody a free read. I can't find it. Hold 1 second, please. We always do the reads. I can't believe I didn't see it. Man, there it is. Here we are. Greatest episode ever. Best episode ever or greatest episode ever. Three Eyes wants to know. We want to know. Let us know. We love you. Always a pleasure, Midnight Mike. I will see you soon.
See everyone later.